So what he said cost him his job. So Richard Snyder, a town justice in upstate New York, said he could not serve as an impartial grand juror because he believed anyone appearing before him was guilty. Right? So the end results of him, again, he said that basically anybody who walks into his courtroom or a courtroom is guilty. He don't care about facts or testimony or none of that. You guilty because you are in there, right? So what ended up happening to him is the legislative whatever judge organization got together and they fired his ass. So now he don't have a job. He's no longer a judge. He's no longer a judge who, when you come into his courtroom, you are already guilty. Based off the fact that you are in the courtroom, you are already a criminal, which goes against innocent until proven guilty, which they go against all the talk about Elon first. Now, throughout the years, y'all have heard me talk about Elon Musk being a South African and him evading the South African military draft. He absconded, is that what you call it? Right? And he flees to Canada. He goes to one of the Canadian universities and he transferred to Stanford University here in the States, or what they call the States, right? And originally he was a Democratic Party supporter, majorly, right? Is what they would call him. If you can go look all of the stuff up that I'm saying, right? But when I look at it, I don't look at him as being a Democratic Party or a prior Democratic Party supporter. What he is, they call him a grifter, right? You know, say what you must, say what you will. But it seems to me that the Democratic Party were supporters of Elon Musk. It wasn't the other way around in my eyes because, again, Elon Musk was able to finesse, millions of dollars out of the Democratic Party, or per se directly from Barack Obama on more than one occasion, right? But again, he was able to, the millions of dollars that he borrowed, he was able to pay it back. But being that it was the Democrats who gave Elon all those millions of dollars, right? He was so-called loyal to that party. I figure if someone gave me hundreds of billions of dollars, you know, unless I found out that they were participating in something that was dirty outside of business. People are dirty within business all the time, but outside of the business dealings, you find them somewhere sniffing a bag of cocaine inside the Oval Office. By the way, they did find a bag of cocaine. They found the bag of cocaine. You know what I'm saying? In the White House, what, last year before last, we talked about that, right? So they found the cocaine. I don't want to start talking about that, but they found the cocaine. Anyway, you know, you finding bags of cocaine, and you also are finding out about people being involved in rape situations and violating, you know, women and children and so on and so forth, right? So if it's not none of that, you know, I don't see why Elon wouldn't still be supportive to the Democratic Party who gave him hundreds of millions of dollars. Because they did give him hundreds of millions of dollars. And my question is, you know, to the people who shout "Make America Great Again" and we want more religion in the country and we want, you know, more traditional people, you know, who have traditional values, never saying what the fuck that tradition is. Again, we discussed that shit week before last, and by far, based on the circumstances that I was faced with the evening that I did that bill, that was one of the best live streams I've ever done. I guarantee you. It was beautiful, right? So I'm saying, you make America great again, but you're allowing someone who is not just a South African, because you must understand, South Africa is the brother of the United States of America, Inc. That is their brother. Do I have to repeat that? If you don't believe me, you need to go look it up and do your research and find out what year, date, and time did South Africa gain a charter, a flag, gain, you know what I'm saying? Like, when did this happen? Who supported it? Who helped? And hit the like button for me, y'all. Who helped and supported them in this journey? Who held their hand, right? So to speak. They big brother. It's who it was. But again, as a great American president, would you allow someone who is not just from another nation, but someone who disrespected his country by way of dodging the military draft? Because that's what Elon did, right? Now, if it was anybody else other than his cousin who ditched the military draft of their homeland, Trump wouldn't be standing anywhere near their ass. We know this. These are things that we need to consider while we are doing our trauma bonding with snakes and eagles, with two wings that flap, and when them wings flap, they seem to be smacking the shit out of you, right? That's what they do. Just consider these things. Consider the fact that they have magistrates and judges on their roster who don't give a shit about justice and liberty for anybody, because they say that the minute you walk in their courtroom, you're already guilty. Not only do they say that, they use that as an excuse to attempt to get out of jury duty, and in turn end up being fired. Those supporters of either party that look like you and I, they don't get it either because, and I'm not talking about Nelly and Snoop making a decision to get a check to go and support Trump's nomination. I mean, his win for the election, same difference. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the average brothers and sisters online, debating, arguing, and disrespecting one another, and making TikTok videos and all of that about how much they support Trump or how much they hate Trump supporters. Nobody's winning that fight when it comes to us. We can only lose. Me taking time out of my life to drag someone who supports either regime, it's not just a bad look, because somebody like me, I'm aware that whether you're talking about the Democratic Party or the Republican Party, that the big wigs within those parties are bloodlines. They're direct relatives, right? So they always gonna have each other's side. It's not about what you want or what you need or what this particular community needs in order to be productive, right? They may discuss these things. Again, now let's go back, because I said I was going to get on Elon before I got on Trump, and I got on Elon. So let's get back to Trump, right? Trump, I see why him and Elon so cool, because again, Elon switched up. He switched up from being a supporter of the Democratic Party to now working for the Republican Party, right? But let's talk about what Trump did. Trump in 2020, let me get my facts straight. I'll just say what it is. Trump is a former pro-LBTQ on Trump's website, on Trump's campaign website, the campaign included a page for Trump Pride. Again, on Trump's campaign website, the campaign included a page for Trump Pride, claiming that Donald Trump decided to openly support the LMNOPTTT community. The Trump Pride Coalition of 2020 campaign also stated that Trump supports same-sex marriage. So let's get to the facts. That is, that can either go here nor there. So what did Trump say, right? Did Trump say, excuse me, God, he support same-sex marriage? Well, yes, he did. That's the one thing that he does support out of the whole homosexual movement. Let's just call it what it is. I don't got time for all them letters. That's why I never put the letters together the way that they put the letters together. So, okay, so Trump is the same guy, and this is the one thing he did that I agree with. He stopped the boys or men who feel like they aren't actually male, that they are actually female. He stopped it where they can go and play on these female sport teams, right? He stopped that, which needed to be stopped, because again, we watched the little girl get hit in the head and given a concussion from the little boy who thinks he's a little girl, who spiked that ball at 100-some miles per hour and gave that girl a concussion. So up under him, allegedly, it won't be happening anymore. And I say allegedly because these executive orders, understand, I could put a bunch of executive orders that were done in the past that never went into effect as to where the general populace of people would get the reap the benefits of it, right? And we know this to be true, because if you are like me and you have read since the time of the son Bush, not the daddy Bush, do you know how many executive orders that I have read, right? Especially when Obama was in office. It's a lot. It's a lot. And if you look at it and okay, so what happened to this when this CEO got out of office? What happened next, right? So again, let's back up. The reason that Trump, as well as Biden, his predecessor, right? The reason that they support same-sex marriage is because to them, that's good business. There is a fee, right? When you go to get a marriage license or a marriage certificate or doing it however you're doing it, you come into contract with the state of Ohio, the state of Kentucky, state of California, right? Now there is, within that union in between you and your spouse, what happens at that point is that business becomes one of the, what did I just say earlier? About how they pledge the people, the citizens, as collateral for their debt, where that instrument that is created not only becomes a part of that, you two have basically created a business. That's why when you decide, I hate your guts and I don't want to be with you no more, you just can't break ties that way. You have to have a divorce, right? The state has to be a third party in your affairs because you put them in your shit, right? But when a woman is not married, especially a woman, we judge her. When a man is not married, I judge your ass. If you over 40 years old and don't have no children and never been married, and for me, is married is when you've lived in a house with a woman for years and years and years and years, then y'all are married, right? Y'all just didn't put the state in y'all business, and you did not formulate some type of documentation and put it into public record within your county and blah, 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 blah. Because there's more than one way to skin a cat. We as melanated people know that more than anybody. So again, this is why Trump supports supported, because who knows, he may change that tomorrow. But again, that proves him to be a good CEO because he is good at doing business. Whether we talking about casinos, or whether we talking about real estate, or whether we're talking about TV shows, whether we're talking about Trump on the WWE or WWF, whatever you call that shit, this is what he does, right? But again, it's, you see the double talk when you see him use a man, no matter how wealthy he is. Y'all say Elon Musk is the most wealthiest man in the world. Okay, right? But with that being said, he is still a man who should have arrest warrants in South Africa, because again, he evaded his own nation's military draft and he fled to Canada. So if I'm so patriotic and American, there's no way that I would have him anywhere near me if I was the president of the United States, because this man committed a crime when he refused to register for the military draft in South Africa and moved his ass to Canada and scooted his ass on down here and got hundreds of millions of dollars from the Democratic Party by way of Obama originally. And now he is a supporter of the... See how this shit is about business for them. Because when we talk about loyalty and standing 10 toes down and all this other language that we use, it's not the language, it's your actions that I watch. I know many people who are loyal, right? These people are loyal to... I'm talking about the White House now. These people are loyal to no one. They are loyal to remaining the largest, wealthiest regime or nation state or whatever you want, country, corporation on the planet. They need you in the positions that you are now currently in as U.S. citizens, American nationals, Cherokee citizens. Yamasee has a lot of land, and it's not just in Florida, and it's not just in Georgia, right? They have a lot of land. So I'm gonna have the elder come on here and we gonna go into it just a little bit, right? Because I don't want to be disrespectful. If I was gonna have anybody come on the channel and speak thoroughly about it, I would use Chief Hidden Eagle, right? But I want y'all to hear it from an elder who is from the city. He's from the deep, right? I want y'all to hear his perspective of it, right? So I just want to do it this way. Eventually, as time go on, I will have the chief on here. Remember, in 2020, she was running for president. She wasn't running as Biden's vice president. So when they did the sound bite of her saying she's not going to do anything just for black people, nobody countered it with the fact that she said this. So let me take this down. And I'm not caping for nobody. Remember, I don't fuck with birds. Left wing, right, I don't do wings. I don't do none of that. But I'm about to show you why so many people was pissed. Oh, so many people who support her. Wow. So let's go back. Let me check my volume so y'all can hear it. And let me go back a little bit.
Preparations for descendants of Africans enslaved. If you elected president, would you sign that bill if it came across?
And they do not like her. They do not like her. And I don't care about the fact that she's not black. But if I was into politics, is no way I would have had to vote independent. There's no way I'm voting for an almost 80-year-old pale skinned cat. I'm not doing it. Y'all's out y'all damn mind. I'm so not doing it. But luckily for me, I'm not a participant. I don't participate.
But in the area of reparations for descendants of Africans enslaved. If you elected president, would you sign that bill if it came across?
So again, that's 2020. And I didn't see anybody countering, that she's not going to do anything just for black people with this video. And there's a reason for that too, I'm sure. So,
but in the area of reparations for descendants of Africans enslaved, if you elected president, would you sign that bill if it came across your desk?
When I'm elected president, I will sign that bill.
All right, so we can get rid of that again. You know what I'm saying? He's done nothing. Nothing. And that's not what he's there for, right? He's there to make the wealthy wealthier. And those who are living in poverty, he wants to put your ass into famine. That's what he is, you know what I'm saying? Orchestrating. And you do not have to have a degree in political science, which he does not, by the way. Trump does not have a degree in political science. Trump doesn't even hold a bar card, right? All of his well-paid advisors advise him on his interests and advise him on things that will enhance his interests. Not your interests, not none of you who are capable for him, and so on and so forth. Not to be trusted. How could you trust him? Nothing patriotic about him or Elon. When you look at their resumes do not read patriotic.